The reason I wrote A Clockwork Orange was mainly because of the time era. In the time era, there was a lot of cops taking too much power, the gangs, the violence, and as well the music in that era. The reason I made my own slang for the book is because every era in the future will have their own type of slang. In this future, they have this type of slang called "not that." What inspired me to write A Clockwork Orange was I have heard the police talking about making a new therapy thing to help the criminals into fixing them, which brought into my book how Alex got tortured into not wanting to do no pain or nothing to anyone else, making him use all his criminal thoughts to himself and hurting him instead of others. The reason I wrote 2 issues of the book is because one issue was mainly for the UK. They wanted the book, but when it was going to be published in the US, they believed that the last chapter in my book made no sense. So they rewrote the book, cutting out the last chapter, leaving my book 2 issues, which I did not want. Yes, there actually is one thing that I like in the book. I actually made Alex like the same thing that I like, which is music. Beethoven music, orchestra, mainly things like that. That is something I do in my books. I add things that I like into it. Yes, I do believe there's one thing in the book that lives in society. That is mainly that every pure evil person has one good thing in them. Like Alex, he has his music, which gets taken from him later on. It works the same way in other ways. Every good human has one evil thing in them. I feel depressed that my book got banned in places in the US and the UK. Reason is because, well, people went on murder sprees supposedly because reading my book or watching the movie based on the book, which was not the main point in writing the book. The reason I wrote the book in the future is mainly because everything needed to change when I was writing books. I was mostly writing books from the past and mostly actually just past. So I wanted to add something new to my style of writing, since that's what I mostly taught. Since I taught people to write. So in my lectures, I taught people to go towards a new direction, which I actually did towards writing a new direction in the Clockwork Orange towards the future. I actually never made Alex to be the same at the end of the book. That was cut off for the issue in the US. In the UK, the issue Alex actually matures at the end because he did not like his ultra violence that he is doing. He actually noticing that he does not want to do the fights no more or robbery or nothing. He just wants to grow up. He just wants to change now. What happened to Alex can actually happen to anyone in the world. Alex started not to feel no more joy towards the ultra violence he did with harassing people, sexually harassing the girls, and robbing and everything else he did with his gang. He did not feel like harming no one. He did not feel like doing nothing. So when he went to the diner and saw his old friend Pete, his old Drew, he thought to himself, how can I be like him? He noticed that Pete changed. He told him that he matured and everything else. So Alex thought if he matured, everything would change for him.